I've been looking for you.
Please, leave me alone. Father told me to watch out for you.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Have you always lived on Terra?
Yes.
Father told me he thought Terra would be so special and beautiful. Birds and flowers and trees and blue water. But it's not like that at all. I don't remember it ever being like that.
Why'd they kill Runsitter's animals?
I didn't want them to. But Father, he was so angry. And Sadiq said Mr. Runsitter deserved it for treating me that way. It's so funny. I'm worth less than those animals. I guess I should hate them, but I don't.
So, all the animals were real?
Mr. Runsitter also used to buy some of the others.
Artificial.
He used to tell me that he was protected, that they came from somebody close to the source.
Who else was there that night?
Father and Uncle Zubin.
Can you take me to your father?
I don't think he'd like that. I don't know where he is, anyway.
Come with me. I've got a test I want you to take. Hey, man.
You're that cat from Howie Lee's. McCoy, right? We keep bumping into each other. You want an autograph? I know you ain't heard of me yet, but Gordo Frizz's autograph's gonna be worth a pile of chinion someday.
I'll hold my breath. I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Man, don't you got anything better to do than hassle innocent people at their place of work? Make it snappy, okay?
I really appreciate your patience. You like cheese, Gordo?
Ain't that bad, man. My jokes are fresh, real hip.
No, I mean real cheese. Dairy products, you know, from Kingston Kitchen.
So you're wasting shoplifters instead of replicants these days?
Then an admission of guilt?
For crying out loud. Can't a guy make a living in this fakakta place without being hassled?
You know a girl named Lucy, Gordo? You steal that cheese for her, maybe?
My man, it's showtime.
Your friends are replicants, Gordo. What else would I find if I turned over the rock?
Gotta go, Daddy-O! Hey, is everybody having a good time tonight? What does a marriage and a tornado have in common? First, there's a lot of sucking and blowing, and then you lose your house. You know what my first wife's nickname was? Twister. A doctor calls up his patient. I got bad news and I got worse news. The bad news is you only got 24 hours to live. The patient says, what could be worse than that? The doctor says, I've been trying to reach you since yesterday. Guess what happens to a replicant who does his job really well? Early retirement, baby. I see we got a celebrity in the audience. Can I get a spot, please? That's right. It's one of the boys from the local Blade Runner unit. One of the LPD's finest, Ray McCoy. Let's give a big hand for Rep Detect McCoy. He's protecting us poor slobs, ladies and gentlemen. He even thinks you're a replicant. He can waste you right where you stand. Nice job, eh, detective?
It doesn't quite work that way.
Doesn't, eh? What if I pretended to be a replicant?
That just an excuse for your lousy act, Gordo?
That snake dancer that worked here, Zora, she was a rep. And her picture's gonna be on every front page tomorrow.
Too bad she'll never read it.
How are you sure someone's a rep, detective?
There's a test.
Test? What replicant's gonna sit still for a test?
If I'm trying to question someone and he runs, that's a pretty good sign.
Could be a pretty good sign that you need to bathe more often. Do what you gotta do, McCoy. If you gotta shoot, that's cool. Come on, McCoy. Why don't you make me famous?
Get off it. You're no replicant.
How do you know? I could be a martyr for the cause, baby.
Every rep I've ever seen wants to live, not die, pal.
What are you, an expert?
I've been around. I should haul you downtown, but that'd probably just make you happy.
You're not even going to arrest me?
Instead, I'm going to let you go. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to go tell your pal Clovis that I'm looking for him.
I can't guarantee that he's going to listen to me. He's got a mind of his own, which is the mark of a true star. The kind that lights up the sky once in a generation.
If Crystal Steel tracks him down, he's going to have to light up the sky from 6 feet under.
Very funny.
I remember early Q used to call himself a humanitarian because he'd recruit orphans for a sex club, then donate a percentage of their salary to his favorite animal propagation lab. Yeah, he was a real piece of work.
This here's reserved for VIPs.
But that's my name, Vic.
You're a real cute boy, oh.
How old are you? Early. How's it hanging?
Thick, slick, and hard as a brick. How's yours, General?
Your man gave me a hard time out there.
I like Hanoi, but I can't deny his sphincter's a little tight.
What's on tap tonight?
Classy shows all evening, General. You're going to be able to cut diamonds down there. Oh, your money back.
You buy some jewelry at an auction recently? Real old, elite stuff?
Who's asking? You ain't with robbery homicide.
No, sir.
Those pieces ain't hot. I got the papers to prove it. I picked them up at legitimate auction. Cost me nearly a pound of flesh, too.
You give this stuff to a girlfriend early?
You kidding? I ain't that stupid. No. I was letting one of my dancers use this stuff in her act. Kind of a tribute to the ancient swamplands, you know what I mean?
Which dancer?
Heck, Eva. She's going on in a few. She's one of my biggest earners, too. She ain't in any trouble now, is she?
Not yet.
Good. Wouldn't want to slaughter the goose that lays them golden eggs.
This girl one of yours?
This ain't no daycare center, General. Of course, she ain't half bad looking. My pappy always used to say if there's grass on the field, it's time to play ball.
So, she hasn't been around here?
Nah, she ain't one of mine. Talk to Taffy. He gets most of the petty business around here.
It's men like you that made this country great, Early. What's your name?
What's your pleasure, sir?
The highest octane.
One Venus flytrap coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, yours truly the ever ebullient Early Q presents the wondrous, mysterious Hecuba, singing and performing the sacred Thanatos dance of the ancient swamp.
I lucked out. The receipt for the Dragonfly collection was right on top of the pile. There were 3 pieces, a belt, earrings, and an anklet. Early had bought them last month at an auction for more money than I'd see if I retired a dozen reps. Early had the entire place wired. He even had cameras in the dressing rooms, and I bet the farm he was using them for more than security. I didn't know what was on the disc, but the way Early had hidden it, it was bound to be dirty laundry.
How you doing, General? You got a warrant to show me, or you just breaking and entering?
What's on the disc, Early?
Hey, I don't hassle you about your private life. Put it down, McCoy.
Must be something pretty juicy. Your girls know about the cameras?
I got you. You want to trade. The disc for what?
Let's hear what you got.
What do you say you and I have a drink first, Whoa!
Cough up some dirt, Early, or I'm taking this disc downtown.
You want Victoria, is that it? The girl with the rep friends? I can give her up. It'd be a hell of a score for you, General. 4, maybe 5 skin jobs.
Sit down.
I'll throw it tonight with one of my dancers.
Sit down.
We got a deal or not?
Let's hear what you got.
And then I get the disc?
We'll see. I still got the gun.
You're cold, General. But I know you're going to be thankful I put those cameras in. Hey, check out Victoria's bearded boy toy. He's here all the time. You can be sure he ain't coming around for the witty conversation.
I've seen him before. What makes you think he's a replicant?
He walked right by my dancers. Didn't even pop a stiffy.
Maybe he swings another way.
Oh, come on, McCoy. Have you seen my girls? Besides, I heard him talking to Victoria. They got friends who are going to help him get off-world. I'm telling you, they got a whole little replicant love fest going on.
You hear him say anything else?
No, General, I ain't the nosy type.
Yeah, you're a model citizen.
You still have something in mind? You're a man of your word, General. And don't you worry, I'll be keeping my nose clean from now on.
It ain't your nose I'm worried about.
That's strange. I didn't hear a knock.
I just wanted to say, wow, you were awe-inspiring.
Well, thank you very much, Mr.
McCoy. Ray McCoy.
Is there something I can do for you, Mr. McCoy?
That's such an unusual belt. Is it antique?
They say it's from the last century. Those little creatures have always been my favorites.
Dragonflies?
Yes. And the whole class that contains them.
Tell you the truth, I'm from the LPD. I'd like to ask you a few questions if I could.
Is this about early Q? Because I could tell you.
Did any other pieces come with the belt?
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
You buy a vehicle lately? A black sedan?
I wasn't aware that was a crime.
Buying the car isn't. Using the car in an animal murder, well.
Animal murder? That's horrible. I haven't seen the car for 2 days. It was stolen the day after I bought it.
Is that right? Any reason you didn't tell me that right off?
You didn't ask.
Animal murder's pretty horrible.
Yes. Any murder is horrible. And unfortunate.
Some are worse than others.
But death's the same for all.
No argument there. There's a little test I'd like you to take.
Do you think I'm a replicant? Is that what this is about? If it's early Q, I'll help you any way you want.
Not exactly.
This is insane. I have a family, a daughter, for heaven's sake. Look, I'm willing to testify against early Q. A replicant wouldn't do that, would it?
A replicant doesn't necessarily care about what happens to another replicant.
Then you must be a replicant.
I'm sure I'm not.
How do you know you're not a replicant? Did you ever take that test yourself?
Sure I did. Long time ago.
Don't replicants go around with false memories? Maybe somewhere along the line you killed a human, took his place, and your superiors don't even know about it.
Interesting idea. But I'm still going to give you the test. Reaction time is a factor in this, so please pay attention. Where do you live?
I don't see why you need to know that.
What do you do for a living?
That's a stupid question.
Just calibrating the machine.
So the test hasn't started yet?
Not yet. What's your name?
Dectora?
Just Dectora?
Yes.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a large black spider crawling up the wall.
Spiders frighten me. I'd call animal services and keep away from it until they arrived.
You notice someone attractive across the room.
I'd approach them.
A man dressed in rags approaches you on the street and asks for money.
I might give him some, if I had any to spare.
Your child comes home with a black eye.
I'd ask him who did it, and I'd call the boy's mother.
You suddenly feel the urge to commit suicide.
Ridiculous. I wouldn't.
You're visiting the dentist. At the receptionist's desk is a huge bowl of fresh-cut flowers.
Is that illegal?
Carries a fine. Flowers? Well, you can't just go out and pick them anymore.
Oh, I probably wouldn't do anything.
You're on a farm. You get into the pen to feed the pigs. In their excitement, the animals knock you down into the mud.
In this outfit?
Using a butcher knife, you slit the throat of the nearest sow. You're covered in blood as you stumble to your feet.
Well, that's a charming little scenario you've created. You make me sick.
I just read 'em. What do you think it's like to be a replicant?
How would I know?
Positive result. Subject is replicant. Test terminated.
I get it. You're some kind of sexual deviant. I'm finished with you. Get me the police?
You're doing the right thing.
Yes, this is an emergency. Early cues backstage. A customer is harassing me. Thank you.
Put that away. I'm a cop.
Now we wait. If your hand moves, I'll shoot.
Okay.
Please don't talk. The sound of your voice grates on my nerves.
We waited there for a few minutes. Her gun and her eyes never wavered. Any other mark, I'd have been a dead man. But if she was a replicant, she must not have known it if she was willing to call the police.
This a troublemaker? Put your hands on top of your head.
That's right. Ray McCoy, Rep Detect, BR 61661.
Never heard of you.
I report to Lieutenant Gouza. Call him.
I work for you? Let's go.
Where's your squad car?
Shut your mouth.
Which precinct are we going to?
I'll tell you which one.
This was no precinct house I'd ever been in, and I thought I'd been in them all. The grunt to my right had the beefy harness bull look down pat, and his twitchy partner in the suit looked like he was just itching to chainsaw a couple of kneecaps. Other than that, everything was hunky-dory.
Impersonating a police officer, huh? I guess the new Nexus models are a little more creative than the old ones.
I'm a Blade Runner. You don't believe me? Call Lieutenant Gouza.
There ain't no Gouza in the LPD.
Unless I've been walking around in a dream, there is.
That's what always bugs me. Yeah, the fact that these skin jobs always gotta live someone else's life.
No shit.
Just make the call, damn it.
You're just a piece of shit rep with memory implants of this Gouza guy, you understand?
That's impossible.
Rep ain't sounding so creative now, huh?
You want to Voight-Kampff me? Be my guest.
Oh, very good. Very good. Very convincing. Where you been hiding? The Kipple? Gregorian bring you in? Who else is working that side of the pool these days?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What about that bastard selling all that stuff downtown?
Hey, shut your trap. I'll tell you something, McCoy. I don't even care how you go out. But I know you can feel pain. And on that account, I'm your man, see? You tell me about everyone you met through cars, and I'll guarantee you we'll go real easy.
Your breath smells like you wiped your ass with your teeth.
You're gonna wish you was neck-deep in an off-road reactor vessel by the time I get through with you. Fire up the chair, Holly. You know what I'm gonna come back as in my next life? A priest. There's something holy about how good I am at this.
Freeze! Don't even go for it!
You got any idea how glad I am to see you?
No time for chit-chat, Slim. You want to save your ass, we gotta blow this joint right now.